Hello guys, welcome back to American Textbook Reading. I'm Ming. So we are in the lesson 8 right now, and we talk about change in family life. So we in part 3. So study now. We don't in part 2, in part 3, and in part 3 we talk about everything changes. So in the lesson we will discover change is family life. So what is this real mean? So then we have two pictures to warm up this lesson. First one we have a picture of the picture in the past. The woman wear dress, very big dress, and they work in the house. But this picture in the present, this woman is wearing a t-shirt, not wear a dress anymore, and does she work in home? No, she work in the office. So let's go to the first one. We have there and the lesson we talk about our main idea is to talk about how different about past and present. Okay, so that is the lesson today. We will learn about how the things how present is different from past. So then we have the next one, life is the way a person lives. So there are three picture, a baby and a boy, then and a man, and a very old adult. So, life is the way that a person lives. So, we can have the word life cycle. Life cycle means the time people live. First one, a baby, then a boy, then a man, then a very old adult, then they die. But before they die, they parents, they lady will have a baby, so the baby will grow and grow. It will turn around, never end. Okay, so let's go. Oh, let's go to the next one. Next one we have so when you the next one we have is dress. Dress is a kind of clothing that woman will wear, that the woman will and girl will wear. So, dress is a clothing that women wear. If you, dress is a type of clothing for women and girl. You saw a boy or a man wearing wear dress, that would be very strange. Maybe that is a costume or some other or a very long t-shirt, right? So it's not dress. Dress is just for women and girls. Okay, so let's go to the next one. The next one we have there is shelter. So shelter is a place to live or stay. So when you are in a forest, you don't have home, but so you will very remember your house because and shelter is a place to live. One type of shelter is apartment. This is we have picture of a house made by wood, and okay, so shelter have many types. There are many types of shelters. There are apartment, there are house, there are boat house, there are car house, there are some yes, and there are place. Another place is tent. Tent. 10 is very important. If you go to a picnic, you'll be lost. Remember, if you go to a picnic, remember to get a tent with you. So now when you are being lost, you can make up the tent so you can be safe. Okay. So when we talk about dress is the clothing. So now we talk about clothing right away. Clothing is the covering that people wear. We wear our clothes to wear to cover our people. So I wear a t-shirt to cover my body, right? So I do not cover my head, so I cannot breathe. But we wear clothes so we can cover our body. We go outside, we need to wear the clothes. Okay, Okay, so that is clothing. Clothing, that the thing that people wear. There are many different type of clothing. There are dress. We talk about dress. There are t-shirts. There are pants. There are shoe. Shoe is a type of clothing too. There are socks. There are hats. There are many type of clothing. Will have three verbs to talk about clothing. Put on the clothes. Wear. Put on clothes. Wear clothes. Put on clothes. Wear clothes. And when you go to bed, take off the off your clothes and wear your pajamas. Okay, wear your pajamas before go to bed. The pajamas will be help you sleep more fully. Okay, so we have three verbs: put on, wear, and take off. Okay, so let's go to the next one. And this one we have there is a plant. It, a plant. Crop is crop. Crop is a plant that people grow as food. Not all plants is crop. You go outside, you see a plant. You see a plant. Is that like you see if you see a if you see a wheat, that is a crop. But if you see a plant that doesn't is not the is not the farmer grow up, that is not the crop. There are many type of crops, that is rye, wheat, potatoes. There are tomatoes. There are watermelons. That is crop. Crop is a plant. Okay, so let's go to the next. The next one we have there is farm. We have farm, right? We have farm. So what mean by farm? Wait me. I need to have. Where is this? So the next one we have there is farm. Farm is a place, is a piece of land where people grow crops or animals. So there are two types of farm: is plants. There are in the farm. In the farm there are two types of things that a farm grows. That is animal and plant. That is two types of things that in the farm. Okay, so let's go to the next. So that is the farm. Farm is where a place that the farmer grow crops or animals. So when it's time for the farmer to get the farm the take poop off the vegetable. So what does that mean? That is what? That is harvest. They take off the vegetable or or we call that plants. The plant, they get off the plant of the dirt from the land, and they sell it into a store. Then the people that is the leader of the store will sell it, and people will buy it, so we can eat the plants. Harvest is the gathering of the crops. So it's when we can say that is when is with the harvest time. You say that it's harvest time. So let's have a video of. So let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. It's about corn. We have corn. So what is corn? Corn is a kind of plant with yellow seeds. Then we have yellow seed. Where the seed is very big and very delicious too, which is used for food. So also you could like to eat popcorn. We need a corn to make a popcorn. So let's have a video there. Video of a farmer go around his farm, and there are many corn tree there, and these three are taller than him. He wearing, he holding a ear of corn. Of course, that is not ear. That is a, that is one part of a corn, and he maybe he get it down, so he watch, can he eat it, can he start to eat it or not. He need to get, so he need to get one corn, so one corn, so he can know that it's time for eating the corn or not. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Next one we have there is wheat. Wheat is, we talk about rice, we talk about corn, we talk about wheat. Wheat is a kind of plant with grain and flour that is made. So, wheat is a kind of plants. When we talk about wheat, and when we have a wheat, we grind it. We grind the wheat so we can have, have rice to eat. Okay, so that is wheat. Okay, so let's go to our chart here. Our chart here showing us in the past and in the present. Okay, so let's go to our next one. We need to remember this chart so we can review it. Review this in the, when we are in the end, of this our video. So there we have three types: is clothing, shelter, and food. So the first one we have picture of a group of women. They wearing dress, but in the present, that there are also women wearing dress too, but they also wear t-shirt and jeans. But what about the shelter? The shelter is, in the past is made by wood and is in the forest. It's not hard as the city house in present. The city house in present is near 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 each other, so when there is a fire, all the people that protect the house can run to the other house and say that there's a fire, run away, right? So well, but if there are a fire in the farmhouse, the the wood can be burned. The wood will be being burned, so that person cannot live in that house anymore. You need to move another place. Okay, so food in the food. So in the past, food food was harvesting by hand, because in the time, in the past, there are no car or no matching. There are no car or matching, so the people in the past cannot harvesting by matching. They need harvesting by the hands, right? So because there are no cars, so they need to harvesting by the hands. That is the life in the past. How different in the life in the and how different of the life in the past. Okay, so let's go to our next one. The next one. The next let's wait for Brian's to next to add. Okay, so Brian, so let's talk back about shelter. There, the shelter, when if you there are fires, you can run right away. But in the past, it doesn't like it. Then there is a fire. They need to wash with the fire right away, because the house is in the forest. In the forest, there are many trees. If the tree is been burning, the tree can the tree is not cannot cannot be grow because they've been burned, right? There we have picture of a Ngachin is okay is grind the is it is harvesting the wheat by spinning like this. They spin in the wheat, so you will see that there the wheat turn yellow, right? There is in the mountain. I think so, and maybe it's very look like Vietnam. Of course, I think there is in Vietnam. I hope so. But so let's go to our next exercise. Exercise. Our next exercise, we need to match the word with its definition. Light, dress, shelter, shelter, clothing, clothing, crop, crop, farm. Very easy word. So let's go to the next one. The first one. A place to live or stay. So we need to find out a place. So where there we have just the two places, that is shelter and farm. But what will be the answer? Farm is a place to grow fruit, but then it doesn't have any talk about fruit. So the answer will be shelter. Shelter is a place to live or stay. Okay, so let's go to the next one. The way a person lives. So the way a person lives. Think about this. Oh, the way a person lives is life. Okay, let's go to three. Covering that people wear. So it's a type of dress. Is a type of that, and dress and that of course is what? That of course is clothing. Let's go to four. A plant that people grow as food. So a plant that grow as food. It's not grow by natural. It's grow by for. It's not grow for the forest. It's grow for the as food. So what is that? That is crops. Crop is the people grow plant, and that plant use for food. That is crop. Okay. So let's go to five. A piece of land where people grow crops and so or a piece of land that people grow crops and what is that? That is farm. Farm is a farm that are grown as the farm grow crops and animals there. So our correct answer there it must be what? Must be okay. So that is let's go to our next one. The next one we need to fill the next one is six. A type of clothing for women and girls. So a type of clothing that is dress. Of course, I hope you will not wear a dress if you as a boy. I hope you will not be wearing a dress. Okay, so that is just a type of clothing for women. Thank you. Okay, so let's go to our different and the same. So, in the past, women work at home. Today, both women and men have jobs outside the home. Okay. So that is our sentence. This is like reading, our reading, but the reading will be longer and it's not short like this. Okay. What problem to this one? Is that anymore? Okay, so that is our as that is our sentence. In the past, the woman worked at home. Today, both women and men have job outside the home. So they need to go to the office. Okay, they need to go to the office. So because in the home the home is the children learn and the small and the baby play there. So if they work there, they will get the baby cries. So they need to go outside and get to the officer. Okay, so let's go to the next one. The next one, some of the game children play in the past have stayed the same. So in the past there are game, some game there are game, and in the present the game is still like that. Some game in the present in until now is still like that. It's not turn anything, right? It's not turn. It's still like the. It's still like that. So that is how different and the same. Is the people way live have what? So have what? Have different. I hope you think about that. Have different. Does that sound right? I think so. But let's go to see the picture. There we have a picture of a farm. The farm was a woman is making something. The boy is maybe reading book, and the man is doing, But there we have picture of two women, and they are working in the way that people live has changed, not different. I'm just kidding. The way that live that people has changed. Okay, so let's go to our true or false question. Okay, a shirt is a covering that people wear. Yeah, sound right? No. If you wear a shirt, it's not gonna be very heavy. Okay, if you wear a shirt, it's not gonna be very heavy. You cannot wear it. It's too heavy, so you cannot wear it. So this sentence will be not true. It will be, "Ugh, you cannot wear it." Okay, we even cannot hold a tree. Not like this told you. We even cannot hold a tree. Okay, so this sentence is not right. Yeah, we need to turn that is clothing is a covering that people wear. That would be right, but a shelter is not a covering. Is cover is not a covering that people wear. So this sentence would be false. So let's go to two. A farm is the gathering of the crops. Does that sound right? No, it doesn't sound right. Yes, right? Because a farm is not the gathering of the crop. The farm is a place. It's a place, not the gathering. So we need to turn this sentence. Is harvest is the gathering of the crops, or a farm is a place. It's a place, not the place. It's a farm is a place. That would be true, but this sentence is a farm is a gathering of crops, so that would be false. Flour is made from wheat. Does that sound right? Yes. Well, we grind the wheat, so we will have the flour. That will be true. That is true. So this sentence is true. So we need to circle T. This sentence is true. So okay, that is our true first question and vocabulary. We are far true. So let's have a short break. We got a lot of our vocabulary section. We don't go away. See you soon. Okay, welcome. Okay, so let's have a short break. We'll need a short break. Okay, so we have a short break before go to reading. See you soon. Okay, so welcome back. Let's we have our reading there, and let's read. Okay, so we have our reading. We are still in lesson 18, family life. In the reading. So let's read first. Okay, life in the past was harder for people. That is true. In the past there are no cars to move fast. They need to go by the food by the bar, and they need to walk, and they don't have cars in the machine to harvest the crops. So let's go to the next sentence. The way people live now is changed, but something are also similar. So the way people live now is still it changed a lot, but something is still like in the past. Okay, people in the past and now need food, shelter, and clothing. Corn and wheat are also kind of crops. So people in the past is and now we need food, we need shelter, and we need clothing. We need to have clothes. We go outside to wear clothes. That would be not good. So we need shelter to live. If there are dangerous animals outside, we need to run right in, or there are some acid rain. We need to go outside in the right away, or in there, and we need clothing. We need food so we can. We need food so we don't die. Connect with us is all kind of crops in the lesson we learn. So when you home the farm, near a farm, you go there and you see there are many animals. There are animals and there are crops. Okay, so let's go to the next page. Over as harvest time, these crops on gather. In the past, on farm, people harvest crops using their hands. Now people have machines to what? To help them. We in the past the harvest time, the people need to use their hand to gather the crop. But in now we can use the machine to we can use a machine to have to work to gather the crop easy. Now people have machine help them and work has become easy. But in our world there are still have people using hands to gather crops because they don't in they do not have many money, so they need to use their hands. Okay, so let's go to our next page. Shelter has also changed. In the past, people lived in small because why do they need to live in a small house? So many big house. Why do they need to live in a small house? Because in the past there are not many money, so they need to live in the small house. Now people also live in the apartment. Why this is in Oslo? Because there are still people live in the small house, so we don't need not all people we need to have also. So our clothing had changed. Does that sound right? Yes. Women in the past wore dresses only because there are no many things that is there are things because there are just dress to the women to wear, so they need to wear dresses. Women today wear many different kind of colorful and interesting clothes. So women today wear many colorful things and interesting. There are some interesting clothes in our life now, but in the past they are just dresses. It's not interesting and colorful. You just have some that you just have one color. Okay, so let's go to our reading skill. Reading skill we talk about compare and contrast. So we have the chart here, past and present. So compare and contrast. We have compare and contrast. So let's finish this our chart. We have past. There is past. There is present. Okay, so let's fill all the places that we need to fill them. We have 1, 2. We have 5 places. So in the past, harvest crop. Well, our word is shelter, easier, apartment, clothing only. So let's go to past. Past harvested crops using hand. They're using hand, not using machine. Harvest crop using in the present. Harvest crop using machine. So what can become what? So if we use a machine, we don't need to use our hand. So we have 5 was there. So harvest was that is just the word easier. Okay, so our correct answer will be easier. So is harvest crop using machine, so what can become shelter, apartment, clothing, or only? It doesn't fit. So zero is our last answer. So people live in the past, people live in small house. In the present, people live in shelter. That would be fit, but there we talk about house. There are type of house. And there are type of shelter, not shelter. Talk about shelter. People live in apartment. Yes. Okay. So apartment will be our correct answer. Okay. In the past, women wore dresses. Wear dresses. What? Shelter? Yes, alright. No, we women don't in past don't wear shelter. Clothing? No. Only yes. So in the present, women wear many colorful and interesting clothes. Okay, so that is correct. So people need food, beep and beep. So we need to fill there two types of things. People need food. What next? Shelter and clothing. So that is our job. People need food, shelter, and clothing. Three things that people need in the life, right? So that is our chart here. Compare and contrast our reading skill. Yeah. So let's go to our comprehensions. Okay. So that is that. Okay. Comprehensions. So beep is something that people wear. So beep is something people wear on the body. So what is that? Shelter? No, I talk about this. If we share, we cannot wear shelter. We just live on it. Clothing, yes. Clothing is something that people wear on their body. Flower? No, we do not wear flower. We play. We grow. We play. We throw flowers to each other. That will be wear, but we don't do that. That it means. So let's go. So clothing is our last answer. Let's go to 2. Crops are gathered at what? Crops are gathered at an apartment. Is crop gathered at an apartment? No, it doesn't. Crop gathered at an apartment. A shelter? No, it's a town. It's not a place. At is with a town. At is not with a place. So we'll see is the last time. Just last time. It apartment and shelter are places, but there we have the word time. So crops are gathered at what? Are gathered at harvest time. So A and B will not be our correct answer. A and B will not our correct answer. Just C is our correct answer. So that is so C will be our correct answer. Let's go to let's go to 3. Crops like corn and wheat. So what is true about corn and wheat? Let's see in A and B and C. Crops like corn and wheat are grown on farm and are gathered. That definitely will be our answer. On farm, crops is will be grown on farm. Let's go to B and C to practice. Crops like corn and wheat can only be gathered by hand, not by machines. That's all right. No. Now in the present nouns, in the present the people still use machine to gather crops. So these are the answer. Crops like corn and wheat are grown in shelter and are gathered. No, they are not grown in shelter. They are grow on farms. So C is not our answer too. So A is our correct answer. 4. In the past, people lived in small house and but. So let's go to A. And now they only live on farmhouse. That sound right? No. I live in an apartment. I'm not live in a farmhouse. I'm not. I'm not live in the farmhouse. I live in an apartment. I'm not live in the farmhouse. So, you will be not our answer. Okay. So let's go to the next one. I know the answer. Let's go to B. And now they also live in apartment. Is that fit? In the past, people live in small house, and now they also live in apartment. They also so because there are because there are all in the now there are also some people live in small house. Not all people live in apartments. So B will be our correct answer. Let's go to C to practice. But people no longer need to live in shelter. That's alright. No, I still live in a shelter. So I still live in shelter. So C will be not our correct answer. So let's go to this one. We need to fill with let's see our chart there first. Which chapter before, so we need to fill that. What had changed in family life? So there we are. This one in this then is past. First, the past is knitting dress. Yeah, only dress only from house only. From house only and harvesting by hand only. So but they are in the present. The people wear t-shirt and jeans. The people also wear also wear the wear t-shirt dress too. There and dress t-shirt and jeans are clothes. That is so the first one will be clothes. So there we have farmhouse and city house. So this what house is the type of house is the type of shelter. Okay, so that is the next one. So this one. There we have the next one. So there we have the word there harvesting. We have the word harvesting. So that is food. We harvest our food in the past by hand. In the past we harvest food by hand, but in the present we harvest food by machine. So that is our lesson today. Lesson 8. We talk about change in family life. So that is our chart about what has changed in family life. So there is an interesting lesson right there. We talk about how different from past and present, have changed clothing, shelter, and food. The treating we need in the past, what they look like and what they are made of, what they do for, and in the present, what they are made of, what they are, where are they from, what are they things. So that is our lesson today. So I hope you learn a lot. So see you next time. Take care.